Hello, my brilliant SS3 students. Welcome. If you are getting ready to absolutely smash your WAEC, NECO, or JAMB exams, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are diving deep into an examiner's absolute favorite, the roles of government and non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, in agricultural development. Let's jump right in. So, you might be asking, why is this topic such a gold mine for high marks? Well, it's because this isn't just about farming. Nope, it's about the entire Nigerian economy. It's about our food security, and it's about the future of our country. When you master this topic, you're showing the examiner that you get the big picture. And trust me, that's what gets you those top-tier marks. So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to break down the government's role, looking at policies, laws, programs, and infrastructure. Then, we'll see exactly how NGOs fit into this whole puzzle. After that, and this is the fun part, we'll apply what we've learned to real past exam questions before we wrap it all up with a super powerful summary. You ready? Let's go. First up, policy and law. Okay. Think of the government as the referee in a big football match. Its job is to set the rules of the game so that everything runs smoothly and fairly for all the players, who in this case are our amazing farmers. Now, one of the government's most powerful tools has a fancy name, fiscal policy. But don't let that big name scare you. It's actually really simple. It just means using money-related tools, things like taxes, tariffs, and subsidies to help make farming more profitable and more competitive. That's it. So, how does this fiscal policy actually work here in Nigeria? Let's break it down. First, the government uses tariffs or even outright bans like the one on imported rice to protect our local rice farmers from foreign competition. Second, it can offer tax holidays to encourage the export of cash crops like our world-famous cocoa. Third, it provides subsidies on things like fertilizer to make them way cheaper for farmers. And finally, it offers low-interest loans through banks like the CBN to give farmers the cash they need to expand. Now, for your exams, this is super important. You have to understand both sides of the coin here. On the one hand, these policies are fantastic. They encourage local production, they reduce how much foreign currency we spend, and they boost investor confidence. But on the other hand, if they are not managed well, they can lead to problems like smuggling or even cause prices to go up for you and me. Showing you understand both the pros and the cons, that's the secret to a balanced, high-scoring essay. Okay, beyond money policies, the government also makes laws. And if there's one law you absolutely must know for your exams, it's the Land Use Act of 1978. What's the most crucial point? This act basically put all land in the hands of the state governor. This actually made it easier for large commercial farms to get land and to use their certificate of occupation, the COO, as collateral to get bank loans. But it also created some challenges, like a lot of paperwork and sometimes land conflicts. So, setting rules is one thing, right? But how does the government actively help farmers on the ground? Well, that's where the programs and infrastructure come in. This is where the plans get put into real action. Over the years, different governments have launched these huge programs to give agriculture a boost. I bet you've heard of some of them. There was Operation Feed the Nation back in the 70s, the Green Revolution in the 80s, and more recently, the Anchor Borrowers Program. Each one had a slightly different focus, but the big goal was always the same: make more food and support our farmers. The government also gives farming a massive leg up through key infrastructure. Think about it. Building rural roads helps farmers get their yams to the market before they spoil. Providing irrigation means they can farm all year round, not just in the rainy season. And building things like giant silos helps reduce how much food is wasted. This stuff is absolutely critical for agriculture to succeed. Now hold on, the government isn't the only player in this game. Not at all. We also have non-governmental organizations or NGOs. I want you to think of them as the fast, flexible allies who work directly with communities right there at the grassroots level. This table right here, this is pure gold for your revision. Seriously, you might want to screenshot this. So, while the government works on a massive national scale with its big top-down policies, NGOs are all about advocacy, targeted training, microfinance, and smaller-scale community-level projects. They work together, complementing each other perfectly. So, what exactly do these NGOs do? Oh, a whole lot. They do vital research. Just look at the amazing work IITA in Ibadan does on creating new, better varieties of cassava and yam. They provide hands-on training for farmers, they offer small loans, and they even help build small-scale infrastructure like boreholes. They are absolutely essential partners in this whole process. All right, theory time is officially over. We've covered the key ideas. Now let's put that knowledge to the ultimate test and see how you can use it to crush real exam questions. This is how we secure that A1. Okay, here's our first one. A classic JAMB-style question. Take a moment, read it carefully. What was the main #1 reason for the Land Use Act of 1978? Think back to what we just talked about. And the correct answer is B, absolutely. The most fundamental change the Act brought was putting all land under the control of the government, specifically the state governor. This is a core fact you have to have locked in your brain. A big well done if you got that right. Let's try another one. This question is testing if you really understand fiscal policy. Which one of these options is a fiscal policy that actually helps farming in Nigeria? Read through them all carefully. Which one makes the most sense? The answer is B for sure. Banning the importation of rice is a textbook protective measure. It reduces competition for our local farmers, which pushes them to produce more. See how knowing the definition helps you apply it perfectly in a question. One last question, and this time it's all about NGOs. What is a major contribution they make? Look at the options and really think about the differences between what the government does and what NGOs do. And the correct answer is B, of course. NGOs are the champions of that grassroots, on-the-ground work, like training farmers and providing extension services. Imposing taxes, declaring policies, controlling land, that's all government work exclusively. Knowing the difference between their roles is absolutely crucial. Fantastic work. We have covered so much ground today. Now let's pull everything together into one final summary that you can even screenshot for your revision. This is your ultimate cheat sheet for exam day. So let's quickly recap the key differences. The government handles the big stuff. It creates the major laws and national programs, builds the huge infrastructure, and provides large-scale finance. In contrast, NGOs are all about advocacy, targeted training, microfinance, and smaller-scale community-level projects. Remembering these distinct roles is the key.
And I want to leave you with this thought. You can absolutely do this. The students who get the higher scores in WAEC, NECO, and JAMB, they don't run from this topic. They master it because they know it connects so many different parts of it. If you found this explainer helpful, please do me a quick favor. Like this video, share it with your classmates and friends, and please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on the next topic. Also, make sure you visit www.examkp.com for thousands of free practice questions. Come on, let's smash these exams together.